Today, I learned a very expensive lesson.
Avoid working in direct sunlight. Oh,
When I refinished this door, I prepped the outside and the inside very differently, and I'm gonna show you what not to do. Or if you've made the same mistakes that I did, I'm gonna show you how to fix it.
oh God. I can feel it. Okay.
This side looks amazing, and this one did too. So I thought, until I stained it, I didn't really think it was that important. Let's get into it. Whole reason why I'm refinishing this door isn't just because the paint is peeling. It's because I have a much larger project planned for behind it, but it's not behind it right now. When I bought this house, neither exterior door really made sense. The front door opens right into the living room, and this door opens straight into the kitchen. The kitchen that I just spent months completely renovating, blood, sweat, and a few tears. So I started planning something that this house should have had from the beginning, a mudroom. A very beautiful one. The kind of space that has intention as soon as you walk through the door. And the door is going to be right here, facing the road, and I need it to be a wow factor.
This wall is going to be gone, and this is going to be two beautiful double doors. So this is going to be the feature outside the house.
This door is also getting a very beautiful feature, not quite yet. But before any of that can happen, this old paint has gotta go.
I don't have the proper... Maybe I can get chairs. I really should have brought my sawhorses. Okay, the first thing I have to do is get everything off. This was my first clue that this door was going to be beautiful because there is a little tiny bit of a sneak peek of what it could look like underneath the old door stripping. Now, did you also know that you can order colored door stripping? I mean, I only found brown, black, and white, but brown is going to look better on this door because that's essentially the color I'm trying to get to, than black or white.
So I actually found this paint stripper in the garage from my project that I did a few years ago. And the first thing I remembered about the direction, which was funny because the can actually says it, not to rush the process and let it sit for about 15 minutes before scraping, which was really hard because I don't really have patience. But I listened, I brushed it on, and I let it sit. It worked pretty well for the first layer, but the problem was there was several layers. And then underneath the paint, there was varnish. Underneath the varnish, there was stain. So I ended up repeating the process over and over again. Apply, wait, scrape, repeat. At one point, I felt like I had been doing this the entire day. And honestly, I kind of was. So if I had to rate this product, I would probably give it a 5 out of 10. A 10 out of 10 because it was free. Well, I paid for it 5 years ago, so that's girl math. Not because the product didn't work, but because I was looking for something a bit more aggressive, and I think that's why I put this back in the garage. In my head, you should be able to put paint stripper down, and it bubbles and sort of eats off the paint immediately. You know, like acid. This was the end of my workday, and I had to go pick up the kids, so I had to leave the door really ugly overnight. Good thing no one can really see it from the road just yet.
I was really hoping to get this done in one day, but technically I started after lunch yesterday, and right now it's after lunch today. So if you put both of those days together, technically it is a one-day project. I did notice yesterday about the stripper. It's so funny. It was a gel stripper, and it was like less ammonia, probably better for the environment, better for me, but it sucked. It didn't suck. It took a long time. I shouldn't say it sucked. It took a really long time. So I just got back from the hardware store, and I got this heavy duty. I'm gonna put some gloves on and get that off. Excellent on curved and intricate surfaces. 1850, so this stuff's gotta be good. We're stripping down today. Oh God, well, I already got it on my glove, so hopefully it doesn't eat through that. I can feel it. Okay. Avoid working in direct sunlight. Oh, doesn't seem to be doing a great job. Where's the, like, corrosion? Like, the stuff our grandparents used to use that I can get in Canada. Everything's so safe. Someone's gonna hate that I said that. And like, that's cool, but I'm also not gonna give my toddler a bottle of paint stripper and tell him to go at it. You know what? No, that. I'm just gonna sand it.
Eventually, I gave up on letting the paint stripper do all of the work, and I did switch to sanding. That worked way better. I do still think the paint stripper was worth it because it softened everything up and did remove a large portion of the paint, but sanding is ultimately what took everything off. Once the door was sanded down, I thought I was finally done. I wasn't, because all of the easy paint was gone, and now I had to get to the little tiny tiny specks, the little creases and the details that the sandpaper just couldn't reach. So I used a razor blade and I started picking out every last speck that I could find.
This was way harder than I thought. I actually used a razor for a lot of these tricky corners and just essentially peeled out some of the paint because as much as I sanded it, it would not come off. It's like the really deep stuff.
And every time I thought that I was done, I saw more tinier pieces of white. I'd scraped it, I dug it out. The door was old, it has lots of dings, so I was just very careful that I didn't go across the grain.
Take my razor and like go under it and then go over it. And you can barely see it, but you will see it on a dark stain. Oh, there's a good one. Otherwise, it would not come out.
I ended up spending almost 2 hours chasing tiny little specks of paint. And the entire time I kept thinking, there's no way that this matters this much. So when I got to the second side, didn't get nearly as much off. Actually, I probably only got about 50%, but the first side, I got all of it off. And turns out it matters a lot more, and I'm about to show you exactly why. Once everything was sanded, it was finally time for stain. And I got so excited when I started to apply it up top because it was going on beautiful. The color was stunning. I used Antique Walnut by Varathane. And then those little white specks came back to haunt me. All of the specks that I spent 2 hours scraping on one side and then got a little bit lazy on the other side, well, now they're screaming at me. Now you can take the door off and you can go at it for a few more hours and make sure that second side has everything off like the first. I want this door to be finished so that I can move on to the rest of the house. So the solution? Gel stain. I love gel stain because it's not nearly as transparent as penetrating stain. It sits more on the surface, which makes it a fantastic product for blending and disguising little imperfections like this.
You can't see it right this second, but that just covers, it completely covers all those little tiny pieces of white.
It still wasn't perfect, but it was drastically better. And I would say about 95%. The door has some character. The white's not screaming. It's blended in and it looks beautiful. Now, there's one more thing that I'm installing on this project.
You don't see any of that white. There is another reason why I'm finishing this door, and that is because I'm pretty sure this is an interior lock and you could probably unlock it old school style with a butter knife. I had two brothers, so I did have to do that quite a bit, but this should not be on the outside. All right, while that's drying, I'm going to open my new desk lock. I'm really excited because that outside doorknob was not cutting it. Also, don't mind the renovation mess. How do I open this box? It's so fancy. I have never installed anything like this before. Just standard doorknobs. It's so pretty. Smart lock with built-in Wi-Fi and a 15,000 mAh lithium battery. Built-in Wi-Fi and a battery. That's what my brain says. Oh, I'm so excited though. Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll look at this. It's so pretty. Okay, so that we've got our battery, we've got our deadbolts and keys. Literally, like there's no. Oh, okay, that's cool.
Okay, so this is really funny because I realized my door only has one hole, and that's for the handle. This is a lock. So I went out and got a new handle. So now I'm going to install the handle, and then we're going to install the lock. I was a little nervous to install this because I am a very hands-on, not technical girl. I know, I'm a YouTuber, but that to me, that's creative. It's not IT. If you start talking about apps and syncing devices, suddenly I feel like I need emotional support. Thankfully, the installation itself was actually very straightforward. I ended up keeping the knob off first so that I could line up everything properly and make sure that both holes were exactly where they needed to be. It came with this really cool drill template that made the whole process much easier.
Now, yes, as you can see, now we'll take this off. This lines up perfectly. And then on this,
You basically match the template to the thickness of your specific door, and it shows you exactly where everything needs to go.
so because we used the 70 millimeter hole, You just would turn this and it makes it a little bit longer. Now you have to make sure that the deadbolt is unlocked, aka that is flush, and then up.
The wire goes through a specific hole. The interior bracket gets mounted and the wires get connected. Then you put the back plate on. All of the holes will line up. Battery goes in, the cover goes on, and your lock is installed. Just that simple.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Like I said before, I am not an IT girl, but this was so simple to set up. Plus, now I'm the coolest mom ever because our house gets opened with fingerprints. Okay, guys. You look so cute. Can I put it on my YouTube?
If you can let me go to Emma's.
Can she go to Emma's tonight? Sure. All right, go to Emma's, but shut the door because I have to tell people how cool this door is. Anyway, teenagers, am I right? This door now does not look like it belongs anywhere near this house. Oh, don't mind the glass. It's also really gross right now, but the stained glass piece that I am getting done for here is going to be phenomenal. It should be done within a week. The framing on this mudroom should be started within a week. And so then I can take this door and I can turn it facing the road. People can see it for all of its beauty. And it will give you a little sneak peek on what's inside. So make sure you follow along to see the end result of that. Thanks, guys.